Alright, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Yeah, I guess we're fine. Let's switch over here. Yeah, I will. Hold on a second. Alright guys, welcome back to yet another stream. I just got a text message. No, that was an email. Your Amazon order of yada 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 has shipped. Whew. Hopefully my HDMI audio extractor gets here in the next couple of days, because I would really like to be playing my stuff in RGB. But we're still with S-Video right now, and Radical Reggie wanted to see the intro, so let's watch the intro, guys. I'll turn it up just a little bit for you. Alright, so yeah, Mega Man X5. I was not expecting to be doing this stream. I played Mega Man X4 a couple weeks ago by myself. Not really by myself, but on Twitch. And, you know, I did that live stream last Friday. Not the best stream, because of some of the health issues going on and whatnot. But I did go out and buy X5 the next day, actually. And I had also bought X6 just like the day before doing the X4 stream last week. So I spent time last weekend playing through both X5 and X6 for the first time since they came out, which is, you know, this came out in 2000, I think? No, 2001, actually. Both X5 and X6 came out the same year. Like X5 came out in the earlier parts of the year, I believe, and then X6 came out right at the end. I think that's what happened. Yeah, 2001. And then I came home from work on Monday and I was like, I'm gonna do X5 again. And I ran through it a second time. And so I've actually beaten the game twice this week, so I'm pretty comfortable with it. And so, you know, we should be able to go through the whole game as X without really much of an issue. The last couple levels can be really tough, but yeah, I just wasn't expecting to do this live stream, because I haven't beaten this game since it came out. I wasn't really impressed with it back in the day, never had a desire to play it again. But I was like, you know, I'm gonna give these games another try, since, you know, I'm a little more dedicated to some of these action games I play now. And yeah, I gave it another shot. I like it a lot, actually. It's a lot better than I originally gave it credit for. But I will admit, it's not a best first-time playthrough. There's a lot of stopping in this game. Lots of, like, hand-holding. Like, you'll just be stopped in your place. Lots of text will come up, just killing the flow of the game. But once you get familiar with the game and you can just mash through all the text, it doesn't really interrupt the experience that much once you're familiar with things. It also helps a lot. It helped a lot with my enjoyment and knowing where all the armor pieces were and where all the items were and things like that. And so I think this actually is a pretty good Mega Man game. I do recommend playing it and giving it, play through it once, learn where everything is, and play through it again. The second playthrough would be really awesome compared to the first one. I actually really warmed up to X6 as well. I've beaten that game twice now, and I'm going to run through it again a third time this upcoming week. And so you guys can expect the Mega Man X6 stream next week. That's something I just never thought I'd do, because Mega Man X6 is, unlike X5, X6 is actually a really, really tough game. Like, really tough. So that one will be interesting to stream. But yeah, let's go through the chat here. We got a lot of awesome people here. Radical Reggie, Smithereens, Andy Author, Miku Never Dies, Shiny Philistine, welcome back. Larry G. Larry G was talking about Mega Man X5 last week. Drowns in Kool-Aid. Town of Hearts, welcome back. And 3. I had bought Rockman X5 in 2001. I missed the theme. Don't make a monkey out of me. Caught the stream early for once. Huzzah! Awesome. So, yeah, the PS2 collection is pretty solid. If you don't have these games, I would recommend just buying the Mega Man X collection for PlayStation 2. Because it's got X 1 through 6. There are some alterations in the PlayStation X games in particular, from what I understand. I went out and I just bought the original games because I wanted to play them on the original hardware. And yeah, so we're playing the actual Mega Man X5 disc. And let's see, what else we got there? Smithereens is multitasking over there, watching the stream and talking to Best Buy. Had to redo my GCU. It's not giving you your discounts. Alright, so before we jump into the game, let's go ahead and give that shout out to the usual Patreon backers. So there you guys go. Thank you guys for your continued support. And we're going to go ahead and flash by the recent Super Chatters as well. So these are the live stream Super Chatters from the last 30 days. Thank you guys for your direct support. And then as far as Super Chats last week, we had one, and Deadly Gaming did leave a message. You guys probably can't read it on smartphones, but he says, Super Chat hype for the win. So thank you, Deadly, man. Much appreciated, dude. I also did something a little bit different on this stream. I added in an alert box. So you guys are going to see alerts as I stream. So let me go ahead and run a test alert so you know what I'm talking about. Now, I haven't configured them. So that's something I'm going to have to do, over the next couple of weeks. I just quickly and hastily slapped this together. So, like, here's a test subscriber. Bam! Just like that. So you're going to see some notifications like that pop up occasionally as we play, depending on if people sub and things like that. And there you go. Looks like we actually just got a sub. This will be interesting because I leave these on Twitch, but, this is going to count people subscribing from just random videos, so it should be kind of funny to see what pops up. How much did I get them for complete in box? I paid too much. I paid too much. I bought my stuff from Starland. They're my local independent game shop up the street. So, they're always a little more expensive, but I have the benefit of getting them in person. So, X5 was 25 bucks, I believe, by itself. And X6, I think, was 30 on its own. So, yeah, not the, if you just want to play these games, you don't want to spend a lot, just buy the X collection on PS2. It's like $15 for, I think, a brand new sealed copy, or maybe 20 bucks for a sealed copy. But yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, obviously, if you're going to buy them individually. Oh, he was asking Radical Reggie how much did you get for X1 and 3. Gotcha. That was... Okay, sorry. I thought it was referring to me. Alright, guys. Well, that's pretty much that. Let's go ahead and jump into the game and get started here. Yeah, again, like I said, we're going through S-Video this time, just like last week, because I still haven't gotten my HDMI audio extractor in the mail. I did actually order it earlier this week. I was hoping it would be here before today, but it was not. But but S-Video is still okay. Not as nice as I would like it, but we'll make do. Hopefully next week for Mega Man X6, we'll do RGB. Yeah, there are the X collections coming out for yeah, modern platforms, which is nice. So you have the Saturn version of X3, yeah. Yeah, the Saturn version and PlayStation versions of X3 are pretty cool because of, you know, sort of the updated soundtrack and the full motion video. I would like to pick up one of those, probably the PlayStation version, because I do have a pseudo Saturn. I can play that one by other means. I'll have to check eBay prices, actually. So yeah, we're gonna play as X. I actually haven't played through the game as Zero yet, so that's gonna be on my to-do list in the coming weeks. I want to see what the Zero experience is like, and then you can also unlock an extreme mode. Actually, I don't know if it's unlockable. It might just be in the options that you can play on the extreme mode, which is apparently is way more difficult. So I want to try that too. So. Alright, so this game has a lot of story, and we're going to be just skipping through as much of it as we can. But one of my big complaints with X5 is that it kind of took a step backwards from X4 in terms of like the production values. Like, you'll notice in X4, you know, if you had a cutscene like that, you would have either had music or it would have been, you know, hand-drawn animation. But in this game, you just have still images and you know, in some cases, no music in the background. So you do start off with X in his 4th armor setup from Mega Man X4, although it's not quite as good as it was in X4. It's still a really solid armor set, and we're going to be playing with the 4th armor for most of the game, actually, until we get the Falcon armor. But I'll sort of explain that as we progress. Hey, Sanewell, thank you for your super chat, sir. You can also use the triggers to actually try to skip through the text, which is kind of nice, actually. I've gotten into the habit of just doing that. Like, when a text box comes up, I'll just mash the triggers since my fingers are kind of already up there. So one of the new additions in this game is these bars. Kind of reminds me of like Ninja Gaiden 3, where you can hang on to things. And you can dash on these too. In X6, you've got a Zero Saber. And if you use the Saber on those, you'll actually fall off them. And these things are going to try to crush us up here. Hey, see ya, man. Yeah, thanks again for the super chat, and hopefully we'll see you here if I'm still going. I predict this playthrough will take us between 2 and 3 hours. But yeah, if you get past, like, the lower production values compared to X4, the gameplay is still great. The music is solid. I think the boss fights are decent. They're not the best boss fights, especially with how your Robot Master weapons, or your Maverick weapons, aren't quite as useful against bosses in this game as they are in other Mega Man games. But if you're like me and you like to do Buster only, it's still a solid experience. So in this first fight here, you can just kind of sit in the corner. And then just jump over things as they come your way. And that's clearly touching me, but it's not doing any damage. There we go. Time to grab some popcorn. So one of the other things that's kind of jarring in this game is you have, in the beginning of the game, you've got sort of like a time limit. There's a countdown. You have X amount of days to defeat your Mattrex, to defeat your bosses. And that kind of threw me off the first time I played this game back in the day. And I was like, I'm not feeling this. It's a little stressful. So these are my 2 save files. You can also get parts, which is interesting. That'll actually upgrade your character. So we're going to get some of those as we play through the game, which will help us out and make life easier. We'll do data slot number 2 this time. You're inspired to play this tonight. Nice. Well, Miku, I have to, like I said on last week's stream, I was diagnosed with having type 2 diabetes last week, so I've had to make pretty sharp changes in my diet, so I can't really eat pizza right now. Or if I do, I can only have like 1 slice. And that has to be like... well, I can't really do that regularly, so yeah. I went to Subway tonight, got a chopped salad, and that was my dinner. Although I am drinking the sugar-free, zero-calorie monster drink right now, so what's interesting about this is they want you to collect these parts to destroy this infected colony or something like that, and that's what this thing is here. And you can actually try to have it shoot, and it's just, you just ignore that completely. But here's the various different types of characters you can play as, or armor sets. You can play as Unarmored X. In this game, it's possible to play as Unarmored X and get through the game without too much trouble. I don't really recommend it, though. I would seriously just play as the 4th armor. X6 does the exact same thing. They give you the choice of playing as Unarmored X, and don't play as Unarmored X and X6. Trust me, I did that on my first playthrough last week, and it was a nightmare. But yeah, this is where you equip parts that you get. So the 4th armor has 2 slots, the standard Unarmored X has 4 slots, and so forth. So when you're playing this game, the left bosses, they house all the capsules for the Falcon armor. So you really want to play through the left bosses first, and then you'll get the Falcon armor, and the Falcon armor will help you get the capsules for the right guys. That's how the game is set up. So they tell you to try to attack these first 4 guys in the beginning. They really mean it. That's another one of my complaints with this game is, you can go and try to defeat these guys on the right, but there's not as much benefit as there is beating these guys on the left first. Alright, so we're going to do 4th armor. Shadow Armor X and X6 is awesome, says Town of Horus. Yeah. Kind of like the Gaia armor, which we'll get later on this playthrough. The Shadow Armor in X6 lets you walk on spikes, and it lets you cling the walls without sliding down. So you can just kind of permanently hang on to a wall. And there's an extra life. So lots of text pop-ups, as I mentioned. You guys are going to see a lot of that. And that was one of the things that just really put me off of this game when I first played it back in the day. So I was a big fan of Mega Man X4, and when X5 came out, I was like 18 or 19. I was in my last year of high school when these games came out, and so, I had a lot of time to game back then, and had very, very fond memories of X4 still played X4 regularly back then. But was just, you know, ended up being really disappointed by these games for, you know, various reasons. And a lot of these, you know, complaints I'm talking about are, you know, some of the things that were going through my mind back then and some of the things that put me off of the game. But I never gave the game a second shot. And I kind of wish I did in hindsight. So we're just gonna wait here. But, oops, that was close. I'm gonna have to get warmed up here. I'm still a little tired. But yeah, once you get past like all the text crawls and the hand holding and stuff like that, and you just sort of get familiarized with the game, it becomes pretty fun. And here's our energy tank. Unlike X6, energy tanks are just kind of like dropped right in front of you in this game, which is nice. You don't have to think too much about it. And our first capsule is going to be up here. So we're going to sort of do a dash jump there. And there's our first capsule. Nice, Silhouette Mirage, hell yeah. I wanna get that game again and play through it. I've never beaten that game, but I did play it quite a bit back in the day, and it's a really solid, unique game. Look at all that text, just like, ah! Now, there's text in Mega Man X4, but it is not nearly as abundant. Even on the boss fights. This boss is actually pretty easy, and actually quite a few bosses in this game are pretty easy, comparatively, compared to other Mega Man X series bosses. But there are a couple of bosses that are tricky, and I'll talk about those once we get to them. But this guy's not too bad. He just kind of like drills up and down. Think Drill Man on Mega Man 4. But he can also come from behind as well. And something I didn't really mention is the fourth armor does have an air dash. So don't feel like you always have to, you know, dash jump off a wall, which can be tricky. Because by default, the dash button is the circle button, but the fire button is square, jump button is X, and so you've kind of got to, like, put your thumb at a horizontal angle and hit all three buttons at once if you want to do a dash jump off a wall. So that takes some effort, and that takes some practice to get really precise and consistent with that. But you don't always have to do that. You know, you can just jump off the wall, then dash in the air. Okay, so we got some items. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. And this is Dynamo. He's going to be a boss we have to fight a couple times throughout the game. And a few of these guys actually reappear in X6, including Dynamo. Mr. E just subscribed. Alright, back to fourth armor again. They made the American version harder. Was that the Silhouette Mirage they made harder? That's right, that was Working Designs too. They had a tendency of kind of like messing with the original games. Oh yeah, crap, this level. Okay, so this is something that we're probably gonna have to try over and over again. You have to get all of these energy orbs if you want to get the capsule, and this is actually quite tough. Ah, see? So we're probably going to be doing this several times. I totally forgot about... I always forget about this level. Oh, that was close. I probably spent a half an hour trying to memorize this earlier in the week. Oh, nice. Second try. So the capsule upgrades in this game don't actually do anything right away. It's, you know, they changed it from, you know, the traditional Mega Man X formula. So you have to get four capsules to get the armor that you need. And this is where the rescuing mechanic was implemented. So you can rescue guys to get your health back. They also give you an extra life. And I don't remember if they give you items in this game like they do in X6. They probably do, but you don't see the Reploids for rescue as often in this game as you do in X6. They're a big mechanic in Mega Man X6. Oops. I'm not the biggest fan of enemy designs where I have to wait to attack them. But, you know, you get kind of used to it. Especially with the fourth armor, it's not too bad. Because as long as you've got your fully charged up shot, it'll probably do some damage. It's just so large. Alright, so this up here, we're going to actually be coming back later for this part. This requires the Gaia armor to get through. Alright, boss time. Yeah, guys, the music in this game is pretty good. I do enjoy it. Everything in X6 was a massive pain. Yeah, X6 was kind of a nightmare for me on my first playthrough. But I've really warmed up to the game. I like it quite a lot now, actually. There's several things I like more in X6, actually. Like the difficulty, for one, for someone like me, is kind of nice, having that higher difficulty. But there's not nearly as much in-game text. And much of it is completely optional, which is a great design decision. Your boss weapons are way more useful in the game. And once you figure things out, I think it's a pretty fun game. I'm looking forward to doing my third playthrough of it later this weekend or sometime next week. And then we'll do my fourth playthrough on YouTube next Friday. The thing about Mega Man X6 is you have to have a game plan in that game. If you don't, you get absolutely annihilated and it's just no fun. But once you've got a game plan, you know where the armor pieces are, you know where the upgrades are, you know how to get it all. I think it's pretty satisfying. There's also some kind of like, I don't want to say glitches that you can take advantage of, but there's like you can sequence break in Mega Man X6 kind of creatively, which is really interesting. You know, depending on like the upgrades you have and things like that. Now, I meant to actually check a walkthrough. They give you a choice of life or energy at the end of each stage. I don't know what those do. So I just try to like alternate between them as I defeat bosses. If any of you guys know what those do, feel free to chime out, you know, chime away in the chat. Which X game do I consider the black sheep of the series out of the main games? See, that's tough for me because I've only beaten X2 once, and I've never beaten X3. So right now, like, I would have. Oh well, I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be X5 or X6. I think if I should say, God, I gotta backtrack. For me, it's not X5 or X6 anymore because I really enjoy them now, and I've never beaten X3. So X3 for me is kind of like the personal black sheep because I've never finished it. I've never been able to, and so now that I've finished these PlayStation ones, I'm gonna go back and try to do X3, and I want to do X2 again as well because I've only beaten that game once, and I want to get better at that game and see if I can warm up to that too. But for most people, the black sheep are going to be X5 or X6. Oh, crap. That's right. It goes past X6. There's X7 and X8. Well, of the first 6, I would say X5 and X6 will be the black sheep for a lot of people. X6 in particular. But if we're talking the whole X series, and I think X7. I think most people would say X7 is probably the black sheep. I would like to get another copy of X8 as well and actually finish that. I've never finished that one either. Yeah, so back in the day, I absolutely loved the first Mega Man X. It was one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. And never knew anyone that had X2 or X3, so I didn't really play them back in the day. And when I did finally play them, it was like I already had access to X4, and they were just kind of... I don't know. They didn't really do it for me. But probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I had the Mega Man X collection on PS2. I did buckle down, and I did beat X2 for the first time. And I want to do it again. I don't really remember a whole lot about the game, other than I pretty much had to have a walkthrough to find the armor pieces. So, much like X5 and X6, I want to go back to it, give it another try, and kind of see how I feel about it. And I'm just getting hit by everything right here. And then X3, I've tried going through it multiple times, and it just never really resonated with me. And I've always specifically tried the Saturn and PS1 versions, as opposed to the Super Nintendo one, because that's obviously hard to come by and really expensive. Yeah, personally, I think X6 is in a way it's fine, but in a way it's not, because it's not conducive to newbies. And it's not conducive to a good first-time experience. But once you learn things in X6 and you get better at the game, I think it's really satisfying. So, X6 requires, it's like an acquired taste, I guess you could say. X5 is kind of an acquired taste, but in different ways, like we talked about earlier, all like the text pop-up boxes and stuff like that can be off-putting on a first playthrough. But X5 is a whole lot easier to warm up to than X6. X6 requires work to appreciate. It really requires work to appreciate. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually come down here, and we're going to try to get this guy, and then we're just going to try to come back up. There's a heart tank down there, but we can't get it just yet. And we're going to need the fire attack for this. So we'll have to come back here again. Oops. How do I feel about X7 and X8? Haven't gotten very far in either one. I bought X7 the day it came out back in the day when it was brand new. Pretty much hated it right from the get-go. And then I think I traded it in or just returned it. I was actually working at Electronics Boutique at the time, and my boss might have even just let me return the game completely. I don't remember what happened exactly, but yeah. Did not have a good first impression at all on X7, but for totally different reasons than X5 or X6. And I think that's how a lot of people felt about X7. X8, I did buy a copy later on. And I remember kind of liking what I saw, but at the time I was just bouncing between so many different games that I never went back to it and finished it. So that's something I want to do eventually. I did like that they made X8 side-scrolling again. Alright, so you've got this other mechanic here, where you'll find these, like, virus sigmas, like, flying around, and if they touch you, it basically makes this, on the bottom left-hand portion of the screen, you've got this, sensor. And every time you absorb one of the sigmas, it goes up, and once it gets full, or filled up completely, you'll pretty much just die instantly. Now, if you play as 0, it'll actually refill your health, from what I understand. So if you play as 0, they're beneficial. If you play as X, they're detrimental. And for this part, oops, right here, you just got to destroy the black one. So a little bit of a mini-boss here. Alright, so we're gonna get another capsule here. And these things right here, you can destroy them by using this crescent attack that we earned from the very first boss that we fought. We're just gonna skip these things. Except for this one right here. So one of the cool things in this game is that you can actually have Maverick or boss sub-weapons equipped and still use your Buster at the same time. Apparently this was in effect in Mega Man X4, but it had to be enabled in the options. It wasn't enabled by default, and I didn't know that until I played through this game and someone mentioned it. So you can actually keep the boss sub-weapon equipped and still use your main charge attack, which is nice. And with the fourth armor, you can also charge the boss sub-weapons as well. Kind of like this. Yep, Mega Man Legacy Collection is coming to Switch. From what I understand, only Mega Man's 1 through 6 are going to be on the cart, and the rest of the games have to be downloaded, which is kind of a bummer. Capcom's kind of cheaping out, supposedly, and going with the smallest cart possible, according to what I read. Which is bad for, you know, collector longevity, I guess you could say, or something like that. So when this guy does his laser, you just want to get behind him, and you'll pretty much avoid it. Alright, there we go. You know, I actually bought Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 for Xbox One today, because Walmart had it on sale for 10 bucks. I was like, I don't really need these games, because, you know, I had Mega Man 9 and 10 on 360 already, which is backwards compatible on Xbox One. And I have 7 on the, you know, Mega Man Anniversary Collection from back in the day, as well as, you know, my flash card. And the Mega Man 8, I've also got on the Mega Man X... No. Yeah, the Mega Man Anniversary Collection as well. So... But I was like, you know, 10 bucks, and I can play it on a modern system, like, you know... Sure, why not? Hey, Leo. Shining Philistine? No, supposedly, I mean, Leo can talk about it. Yeah, the size of the X Collection should be really small. Not X Collection, but the original Mega Man Collection. Actually, let's go back. I don't think I have any parts to equip. Yeah, I don't have anything yet. If this was X6, we would have had something already. Alright, so this level is kind of a slog. It's an auto-scroller, and it's going to take us a little while to get through it. And we have to play it 3 times. This is one of my other complaints with the game, is some of the flow is not really the, you know, thought out the best. So they want you to play these first 4 Robot Masters, but this last guy you've got to play multiple times, and it's an auto-scroller, so you can't play through it at, like, your own pace. Leo, I don't know if you saw my post on Atari Age, but Walmart now has the Link Between Worlds and the NES Remix Pack on 3DS. The Nintendo Selects releases. So I picked up Link Between Worlds, and since I was there, I went ahead and grabbed Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon as well. Along with the aforementioned Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 on Xbox One. So this guy, you can basically destroy the tops and bottom. And a lot of times he'll drop a Reploid here. See if he does it right here. No. And he's gonna shoot out a laser too. Oops. There we go. So this is just memorization right here. But you do this enough and you pretty much learn when to avoid it. Get up there, X. Gotta grab Super Mario 3D Land later on? Yeah, I would like to. Was that a part of the re-release schedule? Because I didn't see that one up there. Then again, they might have already had it and I just wasn't paying attention. You broke and finally picked up Final Fantasy 15. Nice. My brother really enjoyed that game. So it's kind of interesting here. This is probably one of the only instances in the entire Mega Man series where going to the bottom of the screen won't actually kill you. You'll actually just kind of like float on the bottom. So we're basically just trying to attack this thing in the middle. That's the weak spot. And if I wanted to, I could try to destroy these turrets. And apparently that connects. I can just literally sit on the ground and duck. And that's something I actually totally forgot to mention. You can actually duck in this game. And I still oftentimes forget, or just not even notice that I am ducking. But yes, you can duck in a Mega Man game. So, this coming up is why we have to play through the level multiple times. Now, actually, I think what I... Oops. I think what I might do is actually not come right back to this level immediately after. And I think I might do the fire guy next. And then I'll come back here. And that way I can get the Falcon armor and the heart tank at the same time. So that actually means we'll... that actually means we'll just have to play through this level twice and not 3 times. Link Between Worlds, NES Remix ports, and Mario 3D Land. Oh, okay. Oh, I definitely want to pick up Mario 3D Land then, Leo. So thanks for the heads up on that. I totally forgot that was one of them. Link Between Worlds was the one that was really on my mind because I hadn't finished that. And I really enjoyed what I played a couple years ago. So if you just kind of sit down here, charge, and destroy these turrets... So this little glass window right here is going to actually be our, sort of our weak spot starting off, and then it's going to open up the turret inside that shield. There we go. Oh, I was looking at chat while that happened. What? What? Oh my god. Why did I do that? I was seriously looking at chat and then I heard X die. Ah, sorry about that, guys. Oops. Now I'm just not paying attention. Alright, so we're going to use this crescent attack on this boss and not fall to my death again. And actually, this guy can be quite a pain. He's got a final pattern that can push you into the spikes, potentially. This is the part right here. Got it. Yeah, same here. I've died... This is the boss I've died at the most in the entire game. We're not counting Sigma at the end. But we're going to have a different strategy for Sigma, because we're going to get the ultimate armor. Which I completely forgot to mention up to this point. And the ultimate armor will give us infinite Giga attacks, which is extremely powerful against Sigma. But we'll talk more about that once we get to it. Yeah, so basically they're going to try to fire off this cannon, see what happens, and yada yada yada. And for some reason there's load screens in the middle of the cutscenes. Now they want you to build a space shuttle. And unfortunately, you can't just hit start to skip through all that. You have to actually mash the buttons to skip through it. Now, if they just let you hit start and skip through all this nonsense, then I really wouldn't care at all. Like in X4, you can just, on like the animated cutscenes, just hit start and you skip through them. You know, I do recommend watching them on a first playthrough because they are pretty good. But, you know, on subsequent playthroughs, you don't have to watch them. So we're going to come here and actually defeat this guy because he's going to give us the fire attack, which lets us get the heart tank on this level. Now, to get the capsule on this guy's level, you have to use his ability. So the ability I just got from that boss we just defeated has to be used as a charge attack to get the capsule. So, kind of redundant, kind of annoying. But instead of playing through this level 3 times, normally what I do is I would just go through the level again, get the Falcon armor, then come over here. What I'm going to do is go here first, then come back. That way we don't have to do the his level, the water level 3 times. We'll just do it twice. Because I don't think there's anything here that I need the Falcon armor for in this level. Actually, let's make sure I don't have an item. I don't think I do, but... yeah, no items yet. Ah. I forgot how much damage those things do. Oh well. I'm not playing too well right now. That's okay. I'm just gonna tank. Hey. Okay, maybe I won't tank. Well, there's a checkpoint. Alright, so this is where a heart tank is going to be. Lots of text. Warning, X. Warning, you're playing a game where you can die. Just wanted to remind you. Alright, so here we go. Here's a heart tank. I think that was actually our first heart tank. So we're gonna have to sort of like... Oops! I thought I could make that second one. And I dashed for some reason. Guests on my streams? On YouTube, I've had my brother on here once. We played Super Metroid together. Alright, let's just sit here. Doesn't count. Okay. I guess my brother's just not a person. Actually, having my brother on is like a treat because I can't ever get him to come out and do this stuff with me. Yeah, my brother's busy. He basically is all about his music. You know, kind of like I'm all about my videos and streaming right now. My brother's all about his music, and we're gonna die again. Oh no, we got lucky. So, and he actually just released his second album yesterday. He's just very into it. So he works a full-time job. And then when he's not working, he's focusing on music. So that's another thing I really get annoyed with this game. There's a door in front of you, and a text message has to pop up telling you to shoot it. Like, seriously, game. Shoot the door! Yeah, I was gonna do that anyway, because there aren't really many other choices here. I think having your parents as fans is actually kind of important, because that means they get behind what you do. They support what you do. And I've always had problems, you know, with my parents sort of like getting behind my hobbies. But recently, you know, my mom in particular has, you know, has started to follow my YouTube stuff. Like, she watched my year in review video and told me all about it. And, you know, I just thought that was really cool. You know, your parents can think like you're just a loser playing video games, and once they see that, you know, you're kind of, you know, entertaining people and you're making something of it, you know, they start to appreciate it. And I think that's a good feeling. Nothing wrong with having your mom being your #1 fan. So I take this stuff pretty seriously too. And when they know that I'm taking it seriously and they get behind that, then that's important to me. It's good having that moral support from your closest peers. Oops. Crap. I knew that was going to happen, but it's okay. We got the canister. That's all we needed. I'll take the top route this time so you guys can kind of see this mini-boss. So we're going to rush all the way to the end here. And you know, I'm not really worried about dying as many times as I have. Oh, the invincibility doesn't, even if you're with, you know, having invincibility frames, you still die when you touch the lava instantly. I didn't know that. In most Mega Man games, if you're in your invincibility frame period and you touch something like lava, you will survive. Most, not all. Okay, so apparently you can't grab onto that part. That's a pretty tricky section right there. Because if you mess up, you're gonna fall to your death because of the lava. Oh, man. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the water stage again. So we can get that capsule and the heart tank. The capsule and the heart tank are basically in the same section. And then once we have the Falcon armor, we're gonna go back through the other previous stages just so we can get upgraded. Life up. Okay, that's good. So we should be able to finally equip something there. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I don't think that's a part. We'll check. Yeah, it's... Yeah, it's not a part. We did get a part for Zero, though, but we're not playing as Zero, so... Is there anyone here who plays Mega Man 2 on difficult? I mean, difficult's really the only way to play it. Difficult is the normal difficulty in the Japanese version. Where it's the only difficulty, so, I mean... That's how we all played it growing up. We always played, difficult. Oh, okay. Shot Eraser. And, yeah. That's for Zero. Yeah, so if you're Zero, you can equip that. I can't equip it as X. Alright, so back to here again. There we go, there's one. Oh, we can't get him, come on. I hate it when he does that. Shiny Philistine says he feels inadequate. You should play it on difficult then. Yeah, so in the Japanese version there is no difficulty setting. And our difficult mode is the Japanese version's normal, or it's, you know, base difficulty. Or it's the Japanese version's one difficult thing, because there aren't any difficulty options. I want to try something here. Let's try to charge this up. Does nothing. Okay. Does nothing. That does something. Ooh yeah, I like that. Nice. Okay, guys, look like we probably just buffered a little bit. We just dropped some frames, so... Hey, Noah, how are you doing? Actually, you know, we are gonna have to do this a third time. Ah, I'm an idiot, man, because I still have to get the capsule first to get the Falcon armor. Ah, man. Awful, awful, awful. Yeah, so you can use the fire attack up here. Okay, it's not doing it. Wait. I am full of misinformation today. I apologize, guys. I thought you could use the fire attack on that. I guess it's just the wood. So, I wanted the Falcon armor to get up here, but we're not going to do that. We have to switch over to this one, charge it up. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite gameplay aspect of Mega Man X5. Is having to do this level 3 times in order to get everything. Because it's the slowest level in the game, too. Alright, so now we can just exit. At least we can teleport our way out. Alright, so now we can at least play with the Falcon armor. Let's see, there's nothing there. Can't go there yet. We'll come here real quick. Falcon armor. So the cool thing about the Falcon armor is you can fly for a short period of time. And that's that. We got the heart tank. And actually, there's also another item we have to get. Totally forgot about. So the Falcon armor is actually really solid in this game, much more so than an X6. Its charge buster attack actually goes through walls and objects, and solid objects. Really, really handy. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to the fire attack here. There we go. We got the armor piece on the Grizzly stage, yeah. We already got it. Yeah, that one is really easy to get. You can just do a wall jump dash to get it. You don't really need to do anything special. So, you know, this is where the game starts like to pick up in its pacing a little bit, which is nice. Once you get the Falcon armor, you have a lot more flexibility in your movement and things like that. And let's see, Super Recover, Buster Plus, Shot Eraser. We're gonna do Buster Plus, and I guess we'll do Super Recover for now. I think that just gives you more health back per pickup. Now we're probably not going to use the 4th armor anymore now that we've got Falcon. But we are going to be using X later on for the ultimate armor. He's required in order to get the ultimate armor. Okay. And yep, we're going to do it. We're going to do it again. Might as well. We're going to have to, so So for approximately an hour of this stream, and on the archive, we'll be on this level. So for anybody watching, I apologize. So you can see how my stock Buster Shot is a different color now, too. I believe that's the Buster Plus power-up. And there's the Giga Attack. Very, very handy. You definitely want to use that. As you, you know, go through the levels, it basically charges back up, and you can use it again. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having to come back to this stage as many times as you do if it wasn't an auto-scroller. But it is an auto-scroller, so... But you can probably already see how the Falcon armor can make life a little bit easier. Now, your flight ability isn't unlimited. You know, you will fall eventually. You just gotta figure out the timing on it. Oops. Alright, so let's try this attack again. Oh, that's right, you can't charge with the Falcon armor. That's why the 4th armor is still good. See, a part like this really makes me miss the Z-Saber from Mega Man X6. So in X6, you know, it's a lot like this in terms of, you know, the Buster and things like that, the armor. But you also get Zero's Saber, which, like, for situations like this, you can sit there and use it, and it'll, you know, it's got a nice attack radius that you don't have with your Falcon Buster shot. We're just gonna use that. Really? You have to hit it, like, directly in the middle. There we go. It's so much easier with the 4th armor. There we go. Yeah, that's one of the downsides to the Falcon armor, is the charge shot is very, very thin, so you have to be really accurate. Alright, there we go. What actually works on these things? It's obviously not ground fire. I'm gonna guess it's probably like a charge attack again. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, well, we're done with this level. We don't have to come back to it ever again. Or until I play the game again. No, let us never speak of this stage again. Right, so this guy's a little bit like Storm Eagle. Similar types of, you know, attack patterns and things like that. Although personally, I think he's tougher than Storm Eagle. It's got a couple of attacks that can just really knock you off. And you've got to destroy these bombs. Otherwise they do, like, real damage to you. Got it. It's gonna be one up here. Oh, not up there. You can see how the Falcon shot is really powerful, though. That's nice. In this level, I don't think we're going to actually have to play through twice, which is nice. Gonna get that weapon tank. Kind of operates like an energy tank, except it refills your weapon energy. And we're gonna go ahead and just kind of fall down here. Yeah, I'm just gonna fly right up here. So these next capsules we get are for the Gaia armor. The Gaia armor lets us get through those blocks that have a V on them. And it also lets us walk on spikes. But we're really only going to use the Gaia armor to get items, and that's it. We're not going to use it on the final levels or anything like that. And we want to duck right here. The hitboxes on like these spikes are a little weird. And I'm probably going to take a 2-minute restroom break after I'm done with this level. There we go. Heart tank right out in the open. Now, to do the flying with the Falcon armor, you just have to press the jump button when you're in the air. So you gotta watch out for that. I have a tendency of accidentally pressing jump again when I'm in the air. So I find myself accidentally hovering a lot. And that, you know, it's kind of hard to get used to that. I'll find myself just hovering out of nowhere when I didn't intend on doing that. So I have to, like, stop myself and kind of rethink what I'm doing when that happens. Nice. No damage. Okay, so we're gonna have to fight Dynamo again right now. You fight him once early on in the game, and you have to fight him a second time after you beat 6 of the Mattrex. Hey, Mark! Welcome, man. How are you doing tonight, dude? Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna take a quick restroom break. I'm gonna put the away message up. I will be right back. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Doing good? I'm doing okay, Mark. Thanks for asking. Okay, still have the same things. Hey, see ya, Andy. Oh, nice. Well, welcome back, Taunaharis. Oh, man. Got caught up on your PS4. What are you playing on your PS4? I was at Walmart today and I was looking at the PS4 Pros. I sold a couple pinball machines and I'm going to be selling another one tomorrow. And so I've got a lot of cash in my pocket. You know, the goal is to save the cash, but I'm also going to spend a little bit of it too. I was like, I could get a PS4 Pro. Then I talked myself out of it because I won't use it. If I'm going to spend 400 bucks, it's going to be on, like, you know, retro consoles that are rare or something like that. But, there are some games I want to play on PS4 though. Like Bloodborne and the Wipeout collection and stuff like that. Alright, which one do I want to do? We'll go ahead and do this one first. We're going to need the Falcon armor to get the heart tank on this level. Sure, we're just gonna fly over these guys. Those spikes right there will kill you in one hit, so you gotta watch out for those. Alright, there we go. Yeah, well, no, the slowdown in that level was intentional. It's not that, like, the system can't keep up. It's just there's supposed to be slowdown there. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is... I think we're gonna have to reverse... Yeah. Oops. We're gonna have to reverse that, and then we're gonna be able to get that heart tank. See, those are gonna fall. And this could be a little bit of a pain. There we go. Awesome, no spikes. Alright, we're gonna come down here too, and we need to use this weapon. This could be tricky. You've got to guide this shot through here to hit this switch on the door. The timing is very tight on this. There we go. Oh yeah, a ton of hearts. Yeah, no, I totally expect it to be hard. Absolutely. I mean, I expect that whole series to be hard. That was an easy fight. Really, Bloodborne was the roughest for you personally. Interesting. I've heard people say it was easier because it's more... like, you don't have to think defense in that game, basically. It's just, like, all offense. Yeah, we're gonna have to... I need... You know, because I don't have my HDMI audio extractor yet. I haven't been able to do, you know, Let's Plays on certain consoles. So, once I get that audio extractor, I want to get ahead of schedule again on my Let's Plays. And then once I do that, I can try to maybe sit down with Demon Souls and try to beat that game for the first time. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use the jumper. So we're going to unequip Super Recover. And we're going to switch over to 4th Armor, do the same thing. Not that we're going to use the 4th Armor, but just in case we do. Yeah, so we actually got everything on these 3 stages. We just need to do this one. This will give us our Gaia Armor. And then we're going to have to revisit a couple levels, then we'll be on the home stretch. And again, these blocks here, that's for the Gaia armor, so we're going to end up coming back. The Falcon armor really makes some of these levels really easy. Just fly right through. These things I'm just going to sort of tank my way through. It's actually kind of a weird design choice, because you fall down here, they don't allow you to go left. The hard tank is literally just right over here to the left. There's no wall blocking you or anything like that. It's a really odd design choice. Kind of annoying, actually, because it just ends up adding padding. It requires you to come back to the level again. And we're going to have to fly up here. And there's our capsule. So that'll give us the Gaia armor. It'll complete the Gaia armor. There we go. Notice how I'm jumping a lot higher too. That's the jump part, or the jumper part that I got. This boss could be tricky. So notice how the bosses have a level. So he's at level 24 right now. The higher their levels, the more aggressive they get. The more likely they'll do their tougher patterns. Alright, now we gotta go back through some of the stages again. Now that we've got the Gaia armor. And the Gaia armor, I believe, doesn't have any part slots on it, so you can't equip any extra parts. I like the added challenge, but also the boss sub-weapons in this game aren't very good on bosses. So what happens is they don't really do that much extra damage to bosses, and the boss stays invincible like 3 times longer. So I'm better off just using the Buster. I can do more damage faster with the Buster in this game. It's really weird. X6 is the opposite. The boss weapons are actually quite handy in that game, which is one of the things I like more about X6. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the stream, there's several ways they went backwards with Mega Man X5, and it makes really no sense. It really kind of kills the appeal of certain aspects of the game, like boss weaknesses. So, here's the Gaia armor, and yeah, no parts for the Gaia armor, unfortunately. But that's okay. So we're gonna have to... We're gonna actually have to come back here, too. Good thing about the Gaia armor is that it's pretty powerful. You can do quick charges like this. And we're going to use the Gaia armor to basically get on top of those spikes. And there's going to be a heart tank up there. There we go. I believe it's over this way. Yep, there it is. And that's that. So we're going to go ahead and exit. Hey, Carlos, how are you doing? Alright, we gotta go through this section again. That part is such a pain. You gotta do it just right. Ah, and I messed up again. Oh, come on. Wow. Gaia armor is not nearly as good for this. That was close. It's good to pick these guys up again, because notice how they give you extra lives? So I don't even care if I get hit, really. And we're just gonna tank. We're almost there. Here we go. So we can just walk on the spikes. And that's that. Oh, we did get our second energy tank. I was wondering where I got it. I don't even remember where I picked it up. Yeah, so we're actually, you know, we're getting close to the end of the game. We probably have another half an hour to go. You know, we've defeated all the initial 8 Mattrex. Got all the items there. We need to come back here, and that's pretty much it. Oh, that's right. I got it at the Necrobat stage. Yeah, you're right. Alright, so this part is actually a little bit of a puzzle. You can actually push these blocks by dashing into them with the Gaia armor. So we're gonna have to sort of do that setup in order to get this heart tank. This part is a little obnoxious, though. I will admit. I'm gonna push that there, and we're gonna push this here, and then just push this over, and then there we go. And then that's it. We've got pretty much all the items. Let's go ahead and exit. Yeah, what I feel they should have done there is put some kind of like spike trap or something to keep you from being able to get to that heart tank from the other side. But you push the screen over, and then it basically takes you to the normal checkpoint with, you know, no threat. So kind of a little bit of a level design oversight, I feel. Kind of a cop-out, not letting you just walk to the left from when you fall down the first time. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the Falcon armor. And actually, we're gonna actually do the 4th armor here on this one. And this level is a little bit of a throwback to Quickman from Mega Man 2. Alright, so we're gonna need to switch over to this attack. Kind of like Flashman, it lets you stop time. And we're gonna go ahead and use it. How long are we into the stream? We are 2 hours in. And we're at the final set of stages now. Alright, let's try to get down here as fast as possible. And we're going to end up using the weapon tank here as well. Crap, crap, crap. I knew that was going to happen. Alright, I'm just going to tank through these guys. We're going to use a weapon tank. Alright, and boss time. Yeah, this place is really vicious without Darkhold, I agree. Which is why I've resorted to just relying on it. I've tried so many times to get through it without it, and this is a lot to memorize. So, those of you guys familiar with the old Mega Man games, this should look relatively familiar to you. This boss just requires a lot of patience. Now you'll notice there's this green outline on him. You don't want to touch that. That does some good damage to you. Oops. Damn it, man. Come on. I'm not focusing. Alright, got him. Alright, on to level 2, and then there's a level 3, and then we go to the usual boss rush. And that's it. Let's do Falcon Armor this time. Now on level 3, we have to use the X armor if we're going to get the ultimate armor. Oops, why did I do that? This is sort of like a recreation of the first Sigma stage in the original Mega Man X. You gotta platform up these, well, platforms. But with the Falcon armor, you can just sort of fly your way up. Makes life a whole lot easier. You know, a lot of these guys are just really obnoxious. I don't play for perfection in the Mega Man X games. So, a lot of times I'll just tank my way through the enemies if I'm just getting tired. And there's a hidden wall right here. And this boss can be tough. And what I want to do is try to kill the blue one first. The blue one is a major pain, so we're going to try to wait for the blue eyeball to pop out. That's the red one. Come on, blue one, where are you? Oops. There it is. Use the Giga attack on that. Okay, so spikes come out like that. Those will kill you in one hit. So the reason I want to kill the blue eyeball is because you'll get sort of like crammed in there, and the blue eyeball is the toughest to avoid. The green eyeball is just easy to deal with, you know, kind of like this. Spikes again. There it is. Bam, got it. There we go. Maverick Hunter X, yeah, I have. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. We're gonna probably do a live stream on that eventually. And then same with Mega Man Powered Up on PSP. Hey James, how are you doing tonight? Alright, so again, we gotta do the original X armor here. And let me just make sure I'm powered up. So jumper... Ultimate Buster, sure. We'll try that. Oh, Ultimate Buster is just requiring us to... Okay, it's just a Buster attack over and over. Or Charge Buster over and over again. I'm not sure if I like that. Alright, so there's a jump coming up that's quite a pain. It's right here. Actually, we might not be able to do it with the jump power. Oh no, we're gonna have to quit in... Oh no. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to quit and unequip the jumper ability. Mega Man Legends or Tron Bonne? No, because I haven't really played either of them. Oh, okay, no, we can get it. Alright, so this is where we get our ultimate armor. So we'll be able to equip it after we beat this level. And that's why we picked Unarmored X. You can only get it with Unarmored X. Hey Zanctum, how are you doing? James got off work early again. Nice. Thank you, Shining Philistine. Oh, actually, this is pretty useful against bosses. Yep, Zero can get the black armor. Was Mega Man and Bass anything worthwhile? I never got very far in Mega Man and Bass, Leo. Because, it seemed extremely difficult. Like an unfun kind of difficult. We're gonna go ahead and just do the regular Buster here. Actually, no. We're gonna try the Ultimate Buster. Alright, well here we go. This is pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. That's the vibe I got from Mega Man and Bass, Shining Philistine. It just seemed difficult for all the wrong reasons. So we've got the unlimited Giga attack. And you've got to touch a wall or the ground before you can use it again, but it's very, very powerful. Alright, we're gonna fall down here. And look at this! Boss rush time. Yeah, Viper, that's what I heard about the GBA one. See the, oops! Wrong way. The hitbox of the Giga attack is huge, and it'll actually hit behind you. So you can use that to your advantage. Oops. No, no, why did you do that? Oh, he did it because it's gonna charge up every attack. Because I've got the ultimate buster. I'm not gonna be able to use my sub-weapons normally now. Ah, aggravating. Oops. That was my fault. Stop pressing the R2 button, Austin. Those do actually look like Death Stars in the background. What? I used the Giga attack, and instead of using it, he attached the side of one of the ice blocks. I thought I was dead there. Alright, well that's the worst of it. Thanks, James. Yeah, the ultimate armor is too good in this game. Man, this Giga attack is making quick work of these bosses. Is this the one I was playing on Friday on Twitch? No, that was X6. So I did end up finishing that one the next night, and then I went and played through it again 2 days ago on Twitch. Oops! I just realized I forgot to pick up the health, too. Yeah, I feel better overall. We've gotten my blood sugar levels back down to what's considered normal. You know, thanks to much better eating habits and, you know, the insulin twice a day. I definitely feel a little bit better, although I'm always still, like, drowsy and tired. You know. So what I'm gonna do after this stream, actually, is, before I go and stream on Twitch, when I'm done here, I'll, do a few sets on the weight bench, see if that helps with my energy level. Because the one thing I haven't started to do yet is start like an exercise regimen. So that's gonna be on the to-do list starting this week, is starting to work out and then get some cardio activity as well. Hopefully that'll help with my energy on these streams in the future. Yeah, it really feels like this boss rush is meant to be played with the ultimate armor, because the bosses, their levels are much higher, their health bars are about twice as high, or twice as large, and so it takes forever to kill these guys with the Buster. But if you're playing with the ultimate armor, you just make quick work of them. Hey, see ya, Mark. Have a good night, man. Alright, this is it. Oops, come on. Alright, so there's gonna be a bit of a leap of faith up here. Right here. Alright, let's hope we can get this on our first try. Sigma could be tough, but with the ultimate armor, he's much, much easier. I'd say this is one of the tougher Sigma fights that I've done. But with the ultimate armor, he's so much easier. Ah, I'm sloppy. There we go. Alright, on to form number 2. Alright, this one is quite a pain. This one took me so many tries. But we'll see if we can get it on our first try. I'm going to destroy these arms here. This pattern right here that's the awful pattern. Wow, we got it. First try. Hey, Algo. How you doing tonight? Ixie's always full of knowledge bombs. It makes my head hurt. Okay, no one cares about this. The story in this game is not its highlight, personally speaking. Thanks, Viper. Yeah, that pink block pattern is absolutely ridiculous. Very, very difficult to avoid, and it does a ton of damage. It does like a quarter of your health. Zero, no! This is the 5th time you've died! Why do I even care anymore? Here you go, X. Just act like you care. I'm full of knowledge bombs too. Hey, Shining Philistine, thank you so much, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream, dude. We're gonna be doing X6 next week. Thanks, Town of Horus. So supposedly this was supposed to be the last Mega Man X game, but Capcom wanted to commission another one, and so they had to follow up on this story. And so you basically start X6 with Zero's Saber, and you can use that as a weapon. Thanks, James. Yeah. The less said about Mega Man X7, the better. And that's that. It was an okay playthrough. You know, with my current health condition, like, I'm not focusing as well as I used to, and it's very easy for me to it just sort of like lose my direction. But you know, we got through the game. I think it was okay, and it was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, they released X6 just later that year, and I remember buying X5, and then a few months later, X6 just magically showed up on store shelves. I was like, what? we go 3 years from X4 to X5, and then it's just not even 1 year between X5 and X6. You know, so at the time when this game was new, you could really tell that Capcom was kind of rushing things. Not as much care was put into these games as was, you know, with X4. Hey, Town of Horrors, thank you, man. Great times, enjoy this. Thank you, sir. But, you know, in hindsight, the game is, both games actually, X5 and X6, I think are both good games. And I enjoy them quite a bit now that I've given them a fair shake. So despite, like, you know, the rushed nature compared to X4, I think they're still solid games. Yeah, the Mega Man Zero games, that's a series I need to tackle. So you can probably expect to see either Let's Plays or live streams of those in the future, depends on how long they are. I want to say they take a couple hours to get through, so they'll probably end up being live streams, kind of like this. But I'll have to spend some time with them again, learn them. It'll be a while before we do those, but I definitely want to do those in the future, the coming years. Is the stream over? Yeah. Close to it, Algo. Sorry, man. I will be going on Twitch, you know, shortly after this. So if anybody wants to hang out on Twitch, I will be over there. I'm not sure what I'm going to stream yet. I mean, I've got the PS2 hooked up, so I probably should do more PS1 games. But I also need to try to practice for a Let's Play. I don't know, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. James, I'll be on Twitch right after. It's funny that Zero gets an SA rank, even though that I didn't even play as him once. In the in-game, the clock doesn't actually count all the cutscenes and stuff like that. So we've been streaming for 2 hours and 42 minutes. The playtime is only 1 hour and 22, and we were definitely playing the game longer than that. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. Yeah, I like that ending track. I mean, it doesn't really sound depressing. It's just kind of like, you know... It's like a kind of chill, relaxing track. I like it. So there you have it, guys. Mega Man X5. Never thought I'd play this game on my channel. Same with X6, but that'll be coming next week. You guys can thank Mega Man X4, because if I didn't play through that game again, I wouldn't be giving these games a try right now. So, thank you, Mega Man X4. Ugh. Well, yeah, if you guys have any last-minute questions or comments, I can hang out for a little bit and we can chat. And turn this intro down just a couple notches as we wrap up here. Alright guys, I was just kidding. We're not going to end the stream. We're just going to play through Mega Man X4 again. Not really. It would be interesting to play that game coming straight from this one, though, I will say. Yeah, I'm curious about the X Legacy collections. We'll see how they pan out. My, the Mega Man Legacy collection, was okay. My big complaint with it, specifically on Xbox One, which is where I played it, is there was a good bit of input lag on the inputs. So I was like, you know, I played through it once, I used save states and stuff like that, I streamed it, and then I never played it again. I was like, I'll just play him on the NES if I'm going to play him again. And I feel like the X collection is going to end up being the same way. Although it will be nice playing those games, you know, in HD, basically. Oh, nice. You've been playing your PS2 imports. Very cool. Yeah, I need to get another Japanese PS2 system. I have one. I have a Slim, but the ribbon cable comes up too high and hits the discs and causes circular scratches. So I want to get a Japanese PS2 fat system so it won't do that. I mean, in the input latency, it's a few frames. It's not like it kills the experience, but I definitely can't play the old Mega Man games as well on the Xbox One due to the input lag. So when I play like the Mega Man games through my AVS, even if I'm going through the FrameMeister, it's just very snappy. Even though the FrameMeister adds, you know, a frame or two of lag as well. It's still much snappier than playing through the Xbox One Legacy Collection. So, alright guys, I don't really see any last minute, questions. So what I'm going to do is just wrap things up here. Like I said, I will be streaming on Twitch immediately after this. You can check the description box, or you can just go here. And that's my Twitch channel. Town of Hearts, no thoughts on the Mega Man Legends series. I've barely played it. I played a little bit of Mega Man 64 when it came out, like 20 minutes of it, and that's really all I can say. So yeah, no real comments on that. And I'm not sure if I'll really ever play them. I don't have them. It would be nice if there was a Mega Man Legends collection, then I might play them. But, so as we wrap up here, I want to thank my current Patreon backers, as always. Thank you guys for your continued patronage. And, we're going to flash by the old Super Chatters as well, so thank you guys. Also, thank you, Town of Horus, Shining Philistine, and Sane Well Balanced Horse. All you guys donated on this stream, so much appreciated. I'll have your guys' comments on the comment slide next week, so thank you very much again. And I hope you all enjoyed the stream. So, see you, Carlos. Yeah, better late than never, as they say. And it actually looks like we got a notification. It's probably a subscription, I'm guessing. I don't know. So yeah, take it easy, guys. I will see you next week. New Let's Play would be posted on Sunday. It's on a platform you probably won't be expecting. And it's a style of game you probably won't be expecting. Assuming you're not a Patreon backer, since they already know what it is. But stay tuned Sunday. And yeah, see you guys next week for Mega Man X6.